And all others. My name is Boudreaux, or Steven if you prefer. And last time I was with you, I was thinking I was gonna maybe confusing. Okay, it told me that the recording software stopped, and then after accepting the quest, you can complete it to gain a map to the party tree in the Shire where you can join the festival. This is a repeatable quest that you have never completed. We get a token, which we already have 2 of from that gold present, I believe. A guide to the Harvest Math Festival, which I'd throw away, and map to the party tree. Who knows? We might actually need it for, since we're running around the Shire right now. So anyway, I didn't actually accept the quest. Let's do it. And if I click again, Fall Festival is in full swing. Join the hobbits in the Shire and begin your festivity. So we'll go ahead and get our rewards. I said this one gets thrown away. And the map we'll just keep. Okay, and let's just sell that ingot. I think since we were given the materials for it, it probably isn't going to do us very good. But anyway, in case we run across any copper mines, we'll be able to stop by and mine them. So let's go ahead and get my pick ready. We have some new mail that tells us that Bingo Boffin needs some assistance, and he's very nearby. So if I click on it, hello there and well met. I hope this missive is not intruding upon anything important, and if by unhappy chance it is, that I am sure that you will disregard it and take no offense. But it is my very sincere hope that it does not intrude, and instead is met with some degree of interest and curiosity in the matter I propose. For you see, I have need of some help with a small matter, and, well, I say small matter, but I do not know how long it might take. It could end up being quite a big matter as these things go. We will not know until it is quite underway, will we? If you're interested in learning more, I ask that you please seek me out at my comfortable hobbit hole just north of the town hall in Mickledelving, being the principal town of the Shire. Yours in need and looking forward to your positive reply, Mr. Bingo Boffin, Mickledelving. We'll go ahead and delete it, but we'll definitely pay Bingo a visit. There'll be a quest ring to point us in his direction, and we'll be passing by him quite a few times, I believe. And anyway, we have that actually completes a deed. And I said earlier that was our first deed completed. I think becoming the wary was actually our first deed, but a little bit of housekeeping. So anyway, let's jump on our horse and let's see, Alt F10. Gets us a little bit of light at nighttime. Now I don't believe, I'm going to take a little shortcut to Sandson's farm, so I don't believe we're actually going to run across any copper mines. So it's going to be a while before we actually even start mining so that we can do some crafting and get our proficiency up to the journeyman level, which is the next level. We'll go ahead and take care of getting these quests after we're through at Sanson's farm, which we're going to be at Sanson's farm for a while. Yeah, hours and hours and hours. As a matter of fact, this quest is just going to be one of many, and these quests are going to be some of the shorter ones. Like the biggest quest is going to take like, what, 4.5 hours to do? Ooh, yeah. So anyway, you just have to do these other ones. Well, I don't think you have to do the ones for Farmer Sandson, but at least you do have to do the other ones from Walt Sandson as precursors to the big quests. But anyway, we're going to start with Farmer.
I'm sure it's a bother, but I could use your help.
Good day to you, young fellow. Seems I'm in a spot of trouble, and I wonder if you could help me. You see, I've got a couple of cooks who are waiting on eggs from my chickens, but the problem is I've gone and hurt my leg. It's nothing serious, but I can't get out there and gather the eggs them cooks need. Good English there. Now, I don't want to disappoint them, so I was wondering if you could make the rounds and check the nest for eggs. The nests are just out in the yard. 4 or so eggs would be enough. A bit of a warning though, don't let the rooster see you gathering eggs. If he does, he'll let out a call. It'll get the hens upset, and worse. You're sure to be surprised that you'll be sure to be so surprised that you'll drop the eggs you collected. Okay, don't want to do that. Okay, so anyway, see that white dot there? That's the rooster. So anyway, if I just kind of make a little clockwise round and hit delete as I go along and then hit U, it will find the nest for me and then see if there are eggs there. So far, no eggs. Let's see, head around there. Oh, I'm getting kind of close to the rooster. I didn't realize usually he goes a little bit faster than that. So, okay. Okay, I've collected my first egg. Here's my second. My third. Gonna be lucky enough to go ahead and get my fourth now. Yes, okay. And with that, the rooster did, well, he didn't disappear, but he's gonna let me go ahead and head back to the farmer so I can get him his eggs.
It's terrible. Just terrible.
Terrible, I tell you. Good, you found the eggs. Now, if you're still able to help, I've got more work for you. My leg's ailing me. I couldn't possibly deliver them.
I hope it's not a bother, but may I speak with you?
Many thanks again for gathering the eggs, but I need to ask another favor if you can spare the time. One of the cooks waiting on these eggs is Holly Hornblower, and I'd hate to disappoint her. She makes the most wonderful pies. We may find out later that's not the case. But I've put some of the eggs in the basket next to me, so if you could take the basket up to Holly, I'd appreciate it. Holly lives up the road and to the east in Hobbiton, behind the ivy bush. Please be quick about delivering them if you would, and again, be careful about that rooster. Don't let him see you with them. You let out a call that'll upset the whole flock if he catches sight of you. Okay, so delete you. And let's see, I'm just going to head where the quest pointer tells me to. And at as low a level as I am, we'll run across some wolves that'll be aggro to us, so we may have to do a little dodging here and there. But yeah, you see the red dots. So some of them are going to be the boars, which are just threateners. We don't have to worry about those. But the ones that are wolves, they will follow us and harry us and all that kind of stuff. And thing about the Shire, there's really not a lot of killing that goes on here in these quests. You know, most of your killing is going to just happen during the during your Slayer deeds. Sorry. Got one of those bad short-term memories. Okay, and by the way, these blue arrows, and right there, it turned into a little green and red thing. Those are the copper mines. But I'm carrying eggs right now, so it's not a good idea to mine them. So, but on our way back to the farm, we're gonna catch those same nodes, so we'll actually catch them on the way back. And the cool thing about it is you can actually mine on horseback without it kicking you off of the horse. So, and actually that was something new that they added maybe a couple years ago. That you used to have to be off your horse to mine a node. Okay, so that part of the quest is there. Now she has a quest for us, but we're not going to pick that up quite yet. We're just going to head back to the quest arrow, back to Sanson's farm. Talk to Farmer Sandson, and we'll do some mining along the way. Catch those pockets of ore that we saw on the way over to Hobbiton. Okay, so there's a copper deposit. Once again, delete and then U, or you can just right-click on it. I'd prefer to use the keyboard. Okay, and it says down here we have acquired 2 chunks of copper ore. Okay, so there they are. Now I'm definitely going to want to save those, and I kind of put them in a little separate section down here just for crafting materials. And so that's our first crafting material that we've collected. Okay. Okay, and we see another blue arrow down here and another one. So let's go to this one first. can turn while you're actually mining, unlike with a lot of things that you use. Usually you have to stand still while you're doing it, or it'll stop doing. It'll actually stop you doing from what you're doing. Here you can turn, so I'm going right back towards the arrow I want to go to. And since that's a threatener there, I don't mind getting too close to that boar. Yeah, he makes a noise at me, but as long as I don't stand there too long, he's not coming after me. This wolf, on the other hand, I'm going to give him a little bit of a wide berth. Okay. So there's the farmer. Let me go ahead and unmount. I don't have to yet, but it will when I go to collect the nest basket because he has more deliveries to do. Good. I'm glad old Holly got her eggs. Now she can begin making those pies that everyone loves. I don't know. We'll find out later. You have my thanks, Boudreaux, but I wonder if you'd be up for at least one last delivery. Okay, sure.
I'm sure it's a bother, but I could use your help.
My thanks again for taking that last batch of eggs to Holly and Hobbiton, but I've got another cook waiting on some eggs, if you've got the time to deliver them. Gammer Tunley in Tuckborough is a fine lady. Missing your grandson terribly, though. If you could deliver the basket of eggs right here to her, I'd really appreciate it. Remember, don't let the rooster see you. I can't have all those hens upset by him and not laying. And let's see, we've got some rewards. We can get a recipe for hard-boiled eggs, and since we're not a cook, that's not going to help us, but we will be able to sell that. It'll also give us some of those eggs, 3 of them, and looks like decent food to eat. We might as well go ahead and keep it, as well as a gift Matham. Now, this is going to be one of our main ways of getting reputation with the Matham Society. You notice it gives 700 points of reputation towards the Matham Society, and this is one of those multi-use items. You can use it to barter, or you can use it for the reputation itself. Now, it does have a minimum level of level 8, so we won't be able to use it when we get it, but we'll save it so that we can use it when we can. And we can choose between either egg delivering gloves or a sturdy club. The club would be an improvement. 10 to 13 over 8 to 13. 10 to 17 over 8 to 13. The gloves would also be an improvement as well, but we can probably have the ability to craft better gloves than that. So I'll probably go ahead and get the club when we finish the quest. So let's go ahead and grab the basket. Okay, and for some reason, unlike last time, there is no quest pointer towards the Gammer. So, but if we look at the map, wow, she doesn't even show up. But anyway, she's standing about right there where my pointer's at. So we're just going to kind of head about that way, and let's see. The yellow arrows. Let's see, that one's Waymeet, and the one that just popped up is Tuckborough. So if we head towards that bottom arrow there, generally we'll be headed in about the right direction, and we'll get to see two of the Waymeet's. I don't know if you call it a city. It's just like a crossroads. But Tuckborough is where most of the Tooks are from, including our friend Peregrine, probably. Actually, he might be from Newbury or Buckland. I'm not really sure. Somebody will correct me, probably. Okay, so anyway, that was Waymeet. We blinked, we probably missed it. Okay, and yeah, we're carrying the egg, so we can't do the mining. But there's like a copper deposit there and one over there. Okay. Okay, well, we've got a wolf following us, but no big deal. I doubt, he hit us once, but I doubt he'll even hurt us. In fact, he didn't stay with us long, did he? Wow. Okay, and I believe if I head a little bit north here, we'll run into the Gammer. And, well, we see some quest rings, but the one right there in the center, that's her, I believe. Right on the other side of this barrel. Oh, thank you so much. I needed those eggs. So anyway, now we have the quest pointer back, and it is pointing towards Farmer Sandson. So we'll jump on our horse, and yes, any copper we find along the way, we'll go ahead and mine it. Now, I did say that we probably weren't going to mine any copper, but I forgot about these delivery quests. And that, on the way back to the farmer, you could mine some copper. Or if you happen to be a wood gatherer, you can, chop some wood. Okay, up there. Kind of taking a little detour for this. But, yeah, you do need to work on your mining whenever you can, so don't ever, unless you don't need the ore anymore, don't ever, whoop, sorry, buddy. Unless you don't need the ore anymore, yeah, make sure you mine it at every possible chance. Now, one of the things that I would be looking forward to getting as a Hobbit present would be universal crafting tools. And I guess it's more likely as a gold present than as a silver one. So, we've already had 2 gold presents, even though this is a very new character, just because of the timing of me making this character. But got unlucky with it so far. But I'll be looking forward to that, and I don't know. If I get too frustrated that we don't get in a short enough period of time, I may actually buy a set from the store. I think they run about 250 LOTRO points, I believe. But I'd rather not have to spend that 250 unless I have to.
Oh, woe is me.
So we said we're going to go ahead and take the club, and we will. And that's it for Farmer Sandson's quest. So let's go ahead and trade out that club, because we already identified that it's better than what we have. And we're going to keep that Matham. That's reputation for us to use. We don't want to give that away. But the other stuff can get sold eventually. There's nobody to buy it from us around here. We'd have to go into town, Mickle Delving, to do that. Okay, well, Wald
stay a moment.
Has some quests for us. The first one is called Which Laid First? Hello there, I've gotten myself into a heap of trouble. Do you think you can help me? I snuck in and took a basket of eggs when Dad wasn't looking. He's very particular about his prized hens and doesn't let me tend them. I just wanted to snack by the river with my friends is all. Well, after I stuck out the eggs, I realized that they had chicks in them. Dad has been trying to get his prize hens to lay eggs for longer than I can remember. It must be the new rooster he got from Budgeford. I can't go back and return the eggs, but maybe you can. Dad hurt his leg and has so many travelers running about fetching eggs. You'd be able to sneak in and replace the eggs, the ones I took. I got so flustered trying to get away with the eggs that I forgot which hen I took them from. I put the eggs in the basket in the order I took them, so all you need to do is figure out what order the hens lay them in. I was able to sneak out a page from my dad's journal. He can write, taught me all of my letters, though I can't make out up and down with his notes. Maybe we have more luck. By carefully placing the eggs back in the nests, those hens will know what eggs are their own and will roll out any that aren't theirs. Then you'll have to start over. And for that, we'll get a prized pie. Okay, usage. You show off your most prized pie, confident that not even a hungry hobbit could take it from you. That's kind of worthless. But anyway. Okay, so we've been given what a note here that we need to read, and it'll tell us the order that we need to put it in if we figure out the riddle here. So Pimpinella lays eggs before Senora. Moonlight lays eggs last. So anyway, we can go PCM right? PCM. Seniera lays eggs after Bellflower and Pimpinella. Okay. Bellflower lays eggs after Pimpinella. Okay, let's see. So it's B, P, C, M. Okay, Tell Time lays eggs after Seniera. So P, B, C, T, M. I believe that's right. P, B, C, T, M. Okay, let's try it. So P. Okay. B. C. T was back there. And I already know Moonlight lays eggs last. So we've got this. And Moonlight's over there. Okay, and with that we can complete the quest and get our prized pie. Woohoo!
What do you need?
A prized pie, thank you.
Might I speak with you a moment?
Do you see that chicken over there? The big one? She's the queen of the hen house. And Dad's favorite, Bellina. Bellina used to be the best egg layer in the whole of the West Farthing. But the other day she just up and stopped laying eggs altogether. Dad says if she doesn't start laying eggs soon, she's going to end up as supper. I know she can still lay eggs, and I would hate to see her on my dinner plate, no matter how fat she is. You were so helpful with returning those eggs. I'm sure you'll be able to figure out what's wrong with Bellina, Boudreaux. Okay, so let's go over and take a look. And so what was the reward for that anyway? I didn't look at it. Just 90 copper. Okay. So Bellina. Okay. Now notice this quest ring. There's kind of, I don't know what that is. Anyway, that basically tells you that you're going into session play. You're going to be playing some other character beside yourself. In this case, we are actually going to become a chicken who is going to find worms for Bellina, I believe. So Bellina looks very hungry, so we're going to find her for some worms. So we click in play and we'll enter session play, or chicken play as I like to call it. Okay, a noble chicken, you have but lately reclaimed fowlish freedom. With all the land of Middle Earth before you, it is for you to decide where your feet and tiny wings will carry you. Okay, now one of the things you notice is I went back to the default layout. Now I'm very comfortable with my own layout, which is load Arkenstone. Okay, so now I feel a lot better. Okay, so foul fleetness and seek the worm. Those are our abilities as a chicken. So with foul fleetness, a burst of speed can make the difference between freedom and flattened. Okay, well considering we don't have any attacks, running is about the only thing we can do. But this does give us plus 50% run speed. That's quite awesome. Well, it gives it to us for 30 seconds with a 2-minute cooldown. Okay, and seek the worm. Nothing can escape your searching gaze, so long as it's a worm. Duration for 5 seconds, cost of 4 power, and a cooldown of 30 seconds. Now, we don't have to worry about power. We got, 59 power. So anyway, if we go ahead and seek the worm, these look like mines, don't they? Well, let's see. Let's see, on the other side here, one there and there. There and there. Okay. So, delete and you. Okay, and we found a worm. Now, about half of these mounds, I guess, have worms, so if we didn't use this skill, we'd still be able to find them eventually. This just makes things a little bit quicker. So anyway, I believe most of them were back here. Let's go ahead and use the skill again. So there's one there, and about in the same direction right over there. That probably that one in front of us also. So this will be our third. Uh-oh, somebody's threatening. Hopefully I can get out in time. And I did. Cool. Alright. Now, if it's not this one, it's the one in front of it. I know it was something directly in front of me had a worm, so... let's see. Yep, that was it. Okay, so now we have a quest pointer pointing us to the direction of Belina. Okay, so we'll go back and, well, we'll get her these worms. And then Belina will be nice and happy, and so will Mr. Samson's kid. At least hopefully. Okay. Who might you be? I don't believe I've seen you in the hen house before. Well, no matter. Are those earthworms you have for me? I simply will not eat anything but earthworms these days. I have not taken well to the new feed in the yard. Okay, so our session is completed. We'll be logged out and back in as Boudreaux. Not Tilda Boudreaux, which is what we're as a chicken, or in session play. Okay, now we're in front of Belina, and if you notice, we're no longer tracking mines, and probably our light is turned off as well. Oh, okay, it must be too light around here for me to even use the light. Anyway,
Is there something I can do for you?
so Belina, excuse me, was just hungry for some earthworms. Well, I'm glad that you figured out what was wrong with her. Now she'll be safe from Dad's cooking pot. That chicken is an odd one. If she takes to you, she will show you exactly what is bothering her. Why, I'd wager she'd talk to you if she knew how.
Might I have a word with you?
Okay, Belina is eating again, but she still looks upset. You did as good a job as could be asked getting her to eat again. Do you think you can calm her too? Pa doesn't like me fussing with Belina, says I get her too excitable. He has taken a liking to you, though. Maybe he'd even hire you as a farmhand if you had a mind for it. And I could use the extra help. Okay, so we'll talk to Belina again. And my guess is, and it is confirmed, yes, Belina has that same look around her quest ring. So we're going to go back into chicken play. And she'll have something else for us. Excuse me. Okay, so the same message in the same default screen, so you got to do this every time. Okay, so let's see, we have the same two skills, I believe. Actually, the second one's different. It's called Bob and Weave. Sometimes survival comes down to not being hit. Actually, most times. I like it. Okay, it's a plus 50% evade chance with a plus 25% additional evasion against range attacks for 30 seconds with a 2-minute cooldown. Same duration and cooldown as foul fleetness. So what you got for us this time, Belina? Looks like we're going to be visiting some coops. Well, hello again. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come back after you brought me that nice present. I thought maybe you were taken by one of those terrible wolves. Time was when we didn't have to worry about wolves. There were so few, and the farmer would always drive them off when they did try and sneak into the coop. But more and more often, more and more of us have been disappearing lately. I think it may be wolf mischief. We need a brave rooster such as yourself to go warn the other coops and find out exactly what is going on. There are coops at Brownlock's farm to the east and slightly north of the road of to Needlehole, Cotton's farm to the east and Bywater, and Bamfurlong far to the east and south along the river. Okay. So anyway, we have a quest pointer pointing us to Brownlock's coop. So we'll head that way, and just to make it quicker, we'll fire off the foul fleetness. And it is quite speedy, isn't it? Now, just in case we do have a wolf follow us, I'm not too worried about getting killed, and even if we do, it's no big deal. We'll just start the quest over again. But I've developed a pretty good knack for being able to dodge these yellow specks that we see, and I'm kind of driving by my rear view mirror, as I call it. So anyway, yeah, you notice it's a little noticeable when we do slow down. Yeah, the chickens do get a little thick here by the farm, so just kind of pick your way, kind of carefully. They do move around too. So anyway, if I gotta run, I gotta run, right? But yeah, jump the fence here. I gotta run. Okay, I'll go generally easterly because that's kind of the direction I am going. And who knows? Let's see. F10, F10, F10. I need the chicken. There we go. So if I hit U, boom. Okay. And I don't know what it said. Too busy running from the wolf. But we'll kind of get the gist of it from the other two locations. Okay, it doesn't say what they said. If you're really curious, you can stop and pause the screen. I'm sure you'll find out. Okay, come on, jump. Okay. Yeah, we'll take the time to read them at the next two locations. So yeah, now we're kind of bobbing and weaving through the. Well, not really, because that's the skill, right? We're kind of working our way through the yellow, the red dots. Sorry. I think I was colorblind. You know, a lot of people don't have the patience to do all these quests, and particularly the harder ones. And trust me, I've put a lot of time in to have a lot of time wasted kind of perfecting these things. But, you know, you're not going to be a completionist unless you do it. And I don't know, I figured out that there is actually a way to solo all these. And some people may disagree with me on that, but keep watching, you'll see. As a matter of fact, I did actually have another Let's Play up which failed. And the reason it failed is because I'm kind of lazy at uploading videos, which, you know, I really wanted to stream them and have them saved, but I never could get the quality quite to the level that my recordings are. And they still aren't. But you know what? They're close enough now. I figured out that last little setting that I needed to make my my streams look pretty good. So they're good enough for me, at least, and hopefully for you as well. And I did notice I got my first subscriber. I was checking after my last video. Hi. I forget your name already. I'm horrible with names. I'm sorry. But if my first subscriber is watching, hi. You know who you are. Okay, wolves here in the Shire. Wolves have not dared to venture in so far since the old times, or so legends told. I don't rightly know what we could do about such an attack, but if there's anything we can do here, let us know. Give my regards to Belina. Okay, well, judging by that, I think we can extrapolate what the chicken at Brownlock's farm said is, yes, there are frickin' wolves here. Can you just take a look around? Yes, there are wolves. Okay, so that was probably what the chicken at Brownlock's farm said. However, not really so many wolves around there. Now, I'm predicting there's going to be exactly one wolf at Maggot's coop. It may be because I did the quest already. But it may not be a wolf. But it may be a wolf. I don't know. It's a little. I guess you have to make up your mind for yourself on whether you actually think it's really a wolf or not. I don't think the quest really makes it definitive. You'll see what I'm talking about shortly enough, though. Yeah, I ended up taking that last channel down because I just stopped making videos because I just too lazy to upload it. But anyway, I've got so many things automated right now. You know, I actually took the time to buy another monitor over here, which is why I'm kind of gazing over there from time to time so that I can actually see that my recording software is working well, and I'm actually watching the live stream over there on YouTube. It's about a 30-second delay on it, but unlike the recording software. But yeah, that's that way I can kind of see out, look over. I'm recording, no drop frames, 31%, 32% CPU usage, which is a bit high, but it's a it's a good CPU. The encoder is actually using the CPU to do the encoding rather than the video card. It is a good video card, but I just seem to get better results with the CPU, so I use it. Anyway, as soon as we finish, we're given an hour to do the quest. If you look at the timer over here, yeah, we'll be done by the time 10 minutes have gone, or at least close to it. Kind of the road to Woodhall here. Woodhall is going to appear on our left, and we got a brigand camp over to our right. As it was mentioned to us, most of your fighting is going to be in the Eastern Shire, and guess what? We're in kind of the Eastern Shire, Southeastern Shire. Actually, it's kind of more eastern because, you know, actually the South Farthing isn't part of this map. I got to think that this isn't the entire Shire, because we have the West Farthing, we have the East Farthing, we have the North Farthing, but there's no south. The gate to the South Farthing is actually closed. So that might be an area that they actually put in the future. I kind of doubt it. I think some players have kind of hinted that they'd like to see it, but you know, you'd have to have what, level 130, level 140 content, and it's like, how are you going to do that with the Shire? I mean, you can justify it for Minas Morgul for sure, which is the update that just went in, what, a couple days ago. Now, you know, obviously I could have played a one of the new dwarves for a guardian, but I don't know, for some reason they just don't interest me. Okay, whoop, and there we go. There's our chicken. Now what is this now? Wolves? No, of course, not here in the Shire. I've heard rumors of them, yes, but rumors. Chickens get to talking, you know, and can come up with wild, fanciful stories. The only wolf on this farm is a dog. Of course, the farmer's dogs may be why we have no wolves. They're good protectors. So, the only wolf on this farm is a dog. Well, you'll find out there's actually a dog named Wolf, or is it actually a wolf named Wolf? I don't know. Anyway, if we click finish, in 10 seconds, we will log out and log back in as our hobbit. Okay, so talk to Belina. She looks slightly less agitated than before, but she looks as if she's waiting for something. Okay, so improvement.
What do you need?
Belina looks much calmer, Boudreaux. Thank you. By the way, did you happen to see an old rooster on the farm? I thought I saw one, but I never got a good look at it. Okay, well, if we
Please,
turn around,
stay a moment.
Let's see. There, right there. That's the rooster he's talking about. Okay, and if you look, let's see. Rooster says, and Belina says, blah, blah, blah. Okay, they're balking at each other. And that's going to happen every time from now on when we complete a chicken quest. Okay, so I kind of walked away from this quest. It's called Flying the Coop. And there's going to be a series of these, but we have to complete the first one here in the Shire before we can get the rest of them assigned to us. Okay, so wouldn't you know, as soon as you calmed down Belina, George started to act all queer. I'm not sure what's gotten into my dad's chickens, but it seems he only trusts you to calm him. If you would, go and see what's wrong with George. He's a very important rooster. He always warns me when wolves are prowling about. Okay? So anyway, Here we get into some of the harder quests. Now this one isn't too hard. Okay, we're going to be going in this time. Well, I think we've been going in as a rooster, but I think we look different this time. Anyway, well, there's another rooster. We kind of look like him. And George. Okay, so let's get comfortable here. /UI, layout, load, Arkenstone. Okay, now we have 4 abilities. The first 2 we already know about, Foul Fleetness and Bob and Weave. Now we have 2 new ones. This one's called Possum Impersonation, and we have one called Paranoia. Now let's go over them real quick. Okay, Possum Impersonation. Middle Earth is a dangerous place. Sometimes it's good to be dead, or at least to act dead, as a possum would do. Okay, so anyway, it's a channeled skill. For a full minute, I believe, which is the channel duration, you'll be able to play dead. Now, if you start moving it at all, it will end the channel. It does have a cooldown of 2 minutes. Now, this can save you, but it also has another use, and I'll show you that use here in a second. But anyway, Paranoia. You're not sure what, but something isn't right. Duration of 1 minute and a cooldown of 2 minutes. Basically, it allows you to find hiding and sneaking creatures. But it works best if you're either stopped completely or moving extremely slowly when you're using it. Now, a lot of people say that it's completely useless. I disagree with that. I use it to great effect, particularly when going through the Trollshaws, getting to Rivendell from the fort of Bruinen. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead and talk to George. Okay, I thank you for your bravery, my fellow rooster, but I fear that it may not have been enough to save many of us from a terrible fate. While you were away, I had time to think over the circumstances and consider our options. If we do nothing, our numbers will surely dwindle. A similar doom befell Dora Brownlock's coop, and I fear ours is not far off. I cannot leave the coop. I have too many responsibilities with half of the coop under my supervision. I will set this task upon you. Travel out into the world, even beyond the borders of the Shire. Speak with other animals you encounter and see if you can find anyone willing to help us in our plight. You should begin by seeking out animals here in the Shire. So we have to talk to creatures of the Shire. Okay, now if we open the quest here, we have to talk to a fox who is along Stock Road, Old Sally, who wanders into the hills east of Tuckborough, east of Sanson's farm, Fanggrip and Wolf patrol Bamfurlong, and that was Farmer Maggot's farm. So we've already been there. We haven't actually seen these 3 dogs, but they're there, not too far from the last chicken that we just talked to. So George has asked us to speak to all these guys, 5 of them, and so we shall. So the quest pointer will lead the way. I believe the first one we'll run into would be Old Sally the pig. So anyway, just to make it quicker, we're going to go ahead and fire off Foul Fleetness and try and keep it fired off as much as we can. So anyway, yeah, make these jumps over the fences and avoid the red dots. Yes, they are red. I'm telling myself that, by the way. Okay, and let's see, if I hit 1 again, or num1, it'll go ahead and cue the next one to go off in about a minute and a half. Okay, so this speeds things up, and yeah, like I said, Shire isn't too dangerous. If you die here, you pretty much suck, you know. And you know, in case anybody has, I'm sorry. I don't mean to really tell you you suck, but you do. I guess I do. I don't apologize for that. But I have almost died once in Erlewine, I guess. So that would definitely meet the requirements of sucking. Okay, so we're going to end up going through Tuckborough because Old Sally is on the other side. In fact, just on the other side of Tutborough is the old willow, and she's on the other side of that. So we pass by Hyacinth Took. We'll meet her a little bit later in her other form. Okay, and if we head through the entrance going east here, kind of misjudged it there. Yeah, there's the old willow directly in front of us. And yeah, these dots, we don't have to worry about them too much. They're just boars that'll threaten us, I believe. Okay, and now that we fired off our second foul fleetness, I'll get our next one ready. Okay, and there's the quest ring showing up. So that's our first animal, Old Sally. I'm a pig, you fool rooster. Can't you see? I'm in enough trouble as it is. But with all these nasty shrews about, sometimes I wish I was a pony. Okay, well, that was no help. Okay, so anyway, we have a quest pointer pointing us now towards the fox. And what did the fox say? Honestly, I don't know. He said something weird. I know he said something. Let's see, hold on. What did the fox say?
Interesting question.
Oh, come on, Siri. You suck. I really thought Siri had the answer. Maybe I pronounced it wrong. And notice I have an English Siri, a British Siri. I love British voices. What did the fox say?
Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-chow.
There you go. That's what the fox said. Okay, so here's our fox. Now what is this? First 3 hobbits sleeping in the forest, and now a chicken. You want me to help protect your coop from wolves? My friend, I would sooner eat you, particularly since chicken is very high among my dietary choices. However, seeing you were as brave enough to speak with me in the first place, I'll forgo my lunch for now. Oh, that's so nice of you, Mr. Fox. Okay, yes, running through as a chicken through the Shire could be a dangerous thing. Because even hobbits get hungry for chicken, I imagine. Including the 3 he was probably talking about. Gee, I wonder who they were. I know who they were. Anyway, getting ready for the next foul fleetness. As we head back towards Bamfurlong. Checking the recording, everything's going well. Cool. You know, up until today, I would have told you, you know, who needs 2 monitors? Well, if you're a streamer, you need it. Because I was making mistakes last time I tried to start this channel. I was actually thinking I was streaming, but I actually had my BRB screen up. So, and matter of fact, you know, my vocals probably even my voice probably cut off while I was talking while I put the screen up, and I don't have the mic or the game audio going into that. Yeah, I had that screen up the whole time and thought I was streaming, but you couldn't hear anything, and you just saw that blank screen with no audio. So I was like, yeah, that was about I think it was a 2.5 hour video. I made it a really long one. It's 2.5 hours wasted, so you know, I had to delete the video off the channel. And I noticed that 6 people are actually watching, which kind of surprised me. So considering I haven't done any advertising whatsoever. Okay, well, there's Wolf. And, well, does he look like a dog or does he look like a wolf? Well, he looks like a dog. To me, at least. Stop! Okay. Ho there, Rooster. You aren't one of ours. What are you doing here? Trying to steal some of our hens for your coop? Wolves? We haven't any wolves around here. But if they show you their saggy faces at Bamfurlong, you can be sure we'll deal with them. Your name is Wolf. You don't know about any wolves? I'm confused. Okay, well, here's Grip, and there's Fang. And there's Farmer Maggot. Shooing off a full wolves is a mighty tempting, but I've too much work to do here. Besides, what if the wolves do come here? Well, you make some good points. At least we got somebody that was willing to help a little bit. Okay, well, here's Fang. What do you want? Protect your coop against wolves? I have my own farm to protect and no time for others. My, but you would make a nice snack. Be on your way, Rooster. I think I will. You're the second thing that's tried to eat me since I started this thing. Wow. This could be a dangerous set of quests. Let's see what time it is here. Yeah, I can keep going. And well, I'll try and get these all these other ones out of the way so that I can get the hard ones going. So anyway, we talked to George. He flapped his wings excitedly. It seems he sees something approaching. What does he see approaching? He sees a rooster. And okay, here's the animation I wanted to really kind of show last time. I didn't realize this was going to start then. But yeah, the rooster's coming towards us. He's checking out the hens first. Hey, sexy. Okay. I thought they were supposed to talk to each other, but I guess they don't anymore. Anyway, okay, let's talk to Wald.
What do you need?
George does seem a bit more peaceful, though with all the wolves around, I don't know if he'll ever unruffle his feathers. You should go and see if you can calm him down a bit more if you have the time, that is. Okay, and so we shall. Okay, so we're not going to receive any more quests from Wald. We're going to get them all from George directly now. So, and that includes the quests beyond these, which there are 3. But we have to complete all of these quests first before we can do those 3 quests. Now, we can go ahead and accept all of them if we'd like. Okay. Okay, I'll leave since that fills up our quest list, I'll just leave the troll shawl ones for last. Now, let's see. Nice hard one, nice long one. Let's do North Downs first. Why not? So even though our character hasn't been to a lot of places in Middle Earth, we're going to start, exploring a lot of areas around Eriador. So anyway, we're back in /UI layout load. By the way, you can just /UI and it'll give you the syntax you need. And Arcane Stone is the name of my file. Okay. And we have the same 4 abilities. Okay, move them on up. And the one I told you last quest I was going to show you Bob and Weave. So let's do it this quest. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start heading. Let's see, North Downs. Let's just head through Waymead, I guess, and hopefully we'll find a wolf along the way. But yeah, I'm not going to even start Foul Fleetness yet. Now, if you're moving and you press 3, you notice it just fires real quick. It does actually take 5 power from you. Let's see, what's this red dot? There's a wolf. Okay, now, boom. Now, notice I was spamming 3 and see what my power is, but guess who's not following me anymore? Now, just to show you even better, we can probably go back to the same wolf, but I want to, let's see, UI settings. I believe that's what I'm looking for. About halfway through, show skill queue. Okay? So let me head back to that wolf. And now, here's, yeah, I like to do this for the harder quests. Okay? Okay, see that little hourglass right there under skill queue? Actually, I should have moved it like right here above my head, because that's where I like to have it. Control backslash, by the way, is what got that to pop up. But anyway, yeah, that's a real... Now, I don't know whether that was intended or not. I don't think anybody really knows whether it was intended for us to actually be able to lose somebody that's gotten aggro on us by spamming possum impersonation, but it does work. And you can use it for its intended purpose as well, and I have, particularly in the Trollshaws, going from the Fort of Bruinen to Rivendell. Go ahead and cue my next Valfleetness, and we'll just kind of follow the road here, and once we hit the Greenway just west of Breetown, we'll take a north to head to the North Downs, and let's see, we can kind of check out what we need to do here. We need to talk to creatures of the North Downs, and actually it's only going to be one. The Aurochs Yearling. He's basically in the field southwest of Esseldine. So if we go through the map, hopefully I won't run into anything or take any wrong turns, but you go here, we're going to go north, the North Downs, up through here, this way, and about right here where all these cattle are. See where the quest ring is? That's where we're going. Okay, and yeah, well, I ended up off the path a little bit, but as I said, nothing was going to kill me. Not here in the Shire. And the North Downs? Maybe. You're dealing with, I don't know, level 25, level 26 creatures. So this is going to take a good while, I don't know, 25, 30 minutes or so to complete this quest. And, some of them take maybe an hour to do. At most, at least for the flying the coop ones. Even the Trollshaws ones, probably about just a 45-50 minute quest. And the Breland one isn't quite as simple as you'd think, because there actually are 5 creatures, or 5 animals to talk to, and they're kind of spread out. And if you take the, like a more direct path to get from them, you put yourself in a little bit of danger. So I like to take a little bit of time to take the safe route when doing the Breland fly the coop. Okay. I cue the next one, and I don't know if you noticed, but there's actually an icon there. It told us that we had our 50% speed boost. It was green, I guess. Probably looked about like that. So, but anyway, we're kind of exploring on a different road going through the Shire. We're on a road, well, the main road, which is north of the Woodhall road we were taking. By, I don't know, a few hundred meters, 200 or 300 meters maybe. To the north. You kind of see it there. There's the main road, and there's the road we were taking to get to Banfurlong, where the Marish is. Okay, so you need patience to do these quests, and particularly, we're doing the easy ones now. It's going to get harder as time goes along. And they did add one, I don't know, about 6 months ago. Maybe not that long, but 4-6 months ago, something like that. Wing of the Mountain. It brings you to the new areas you know, for the Bjornings, and on into the Lonely Lands. I'm sorry, the Lonely Mountain, where you sit on the throne to actually end the quest. It's actually the shortest of the 3 really hard ones, believe it or not. You can do it in under 2 hours, and I have. And I actually had it online, and it was my most popular video, but as I said, I took it down. I'll do it again as this character, so people will be able to see it again, and it'll still probably be my most popular video. As, I haven't looked lately, but at the time, I think I was the only one who actually had that particular chicken run up on YouTube. And in fact, there's not many who have done chicken runs on YouTube, and mine have generally, I think, been a little more helpful than others, as far as, you know, actually showing the whole thing and showing you where the trouble points are and whatnot. I'm not sure that a lot of people would want to use the you know, view the whole thing. And, you know, for the more difficult ones, I may put up some timestamps to kind of show you the you know, actually the hard parts of it. Okay, anyway, yeah, North Downs. For some reason, I thought we were doing the Bree quest, and there's a cow over there. And I always tend to forget getting that cow anyway. Which, you know, I've wasted a lot of time, you know, just thinking, oh, I need to make it to breed, you know, to breed proper, but, you know, I pass up that cow all the time. So I guess it's kind of ingrained in my brain. Wait, stop that. Oh, okay. Don't have to go for the cow. And as long and boring as these quests are, there may be some times when I just kind of quiet down and, you know, just kind of pay attention to what's going along. Now, even in here in Bree, these guys probably won't kill you, but they are higher level than the Shire creatures. You're probably dealing with level 16 monsters here. I call them monsters just because I'm used to kind of playing, you know, muds and whatnot, you know, called mobs and monsters and whatever. But anyway, they do have a tendency to sometimes get close to the road, and, you know, behind me is where they may have started doing it, and even heading all the way into the Greenway. You just keep an eye out for them. No big deal avoiding them, but, you know, always keep an eye up here, and you'll be pretty safe. You know, you can die anywhere on these quests, and like I said, you know, with these, it's not too huge a deal because, you know, what are we going to lose? 30 minutes if we don't really complete this one at the most. 30 minutes at the most. But, you know, you do that 4.5 hour quest. I've actually failed it 4 hours in, and boy was I pissed. Boy was I pissed. And it was actually even dying to a monster. It was just that my connection got lost, and I clicked out. I got out of it the wrong way. I actually exited the client, you know, by hitting the lost connection button, whatever. So basically, it signed me out. But if I'd have just clicked the X at the top of the screen, I think I would have been okay to go back in, and it would have put me back in the instance when I got back online. Boy, was I pissed. It was 4 hours wasted. But it happens, and, you know, I did waste a lot more than that total, you know, trying to figure out how to solo these things, you know, because I think probably the hardest area in the 3 quests is getting by the Bitter Stare solo. And you know, anybody who's familiar with these quests, I think they'll agree with me on that. But I figured out a way to at least do it maybe, I don't know, half the time at least. And, you know, the last thing that I needed to kind of even get it that high, I just discovered, I don't know, year ago, and I haven't really played Chicken Quest that much since then. But yeah, matter of fact, I think I made it through on my first try on that particular quest, only to die 4 hours, almost 4 hours later. Okay, so anyway, yeah, as you get close to that bridge there, yeah, occasionally there's a bear or maybe some other animal may pop up close to the road. No big deal. And even on the greenway heading north, while you're still in Breeland, there, in particular, there's like a level 17, level 18 goblin. No, not a goblin, it's an orc that'll head out there, and that sucker might hurt. The thing is that back in the old days, our chickens used to have, what, 43 hit points? But they made kind of a change to the mechanics of combat and all that kind of stuff, and minimum hit points got bumped up a little bit for, I think all characters. So it went from 43 to 158. So it is harder to die as a chicken. So these quests are easier than they used to be. For which I guess we can be thankful. Anyway, here's our turn. Greenway Crossing. And in this game, the Greenway kind of starts at Andrath, which is to our south, right there. That's where it starts, and it kind of ends at Fornost in the North Downs. If I click into the North Downs, there's Fornost. We're gonna take it off and head towards Anandir before we hit Fornost. We're not heading there, and that'll get us to the Oryx yearling. I don't think I'd even heard the term Aurochs. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it correctly, to tell you the truth. Not even sure I'd heard that term prior to playing this game. Kind of checking out my other screen there, make sure everything's going okay, and it is. Part of the reason why I wasn't able to really successfully get a good stream going is because my internet connection was kind of flaky. Even though I had ordered gig internet, I wasn't always sure I was getting it. And it turned out I really wasn't. And they had to actually bring down pretty much my whole city's internet and did some repairs. And when it came back, it was full speed. I was like, okay, now. And what was weird was, most people who get gig internet, their upload speed is a lot slower than their download speed, and you get gig download speed, and in my case 35 megs for upload speed. I was getting more like 40, at least 40, but at its worst I was getting like 8 megs download. I was like, really? My upload speed is like 5 times faster than my download speed? What's up with that? But anyway, not too long after that, they fixed it, and I'm getting like, 920 megs, close enough. And yeah, my upload speed, I think, went all the way up to like, 50. And I'm only supposed to get 35, so I was like, okay, cool, I'll take the extra. Not that I need it. I mean, it does allow me to use, at 9K, I guess. 9K is my bit rate. It's higher than most people use, but then again, with 30 frames a second, I wanted to kick it up a little bit. I could go even higher and maybe increase the quality a little bit, because particularly when I'm moving and turning, I know y'all got to notice it getting fuzzy a little bit. And in fact, it would be even fuzzier if I was broadcasting at 6K, which I think is the max that YouTube suggests that you record for 30 frames per second, 1080p. I'm getting into tech stuff. I don't want to hear that shit. But anyway, you know, I'm kind of enjoying the fact that all this is kind of automated, and I don't have to worry about my uploads. It's happening as I'm recording, so. And it's not that huge a deal to put these videos into the proper playlist after they finally show up on my channel. So yeah, really kind of tickled that even in the first day I've got my first subscriber. So that's cool. Thank you, dude. You know, and quite frankly, if I get 10 subscribers and, you know, people that watch this regularly, I'll be tickled to death. And by the way, just to let you know, you know, hopefully you're not going to be bombarded with ads, because it gave me an option to turn off a lot of ads for you guys, the ones that are targeted for you. I turned that off. Now, I'm not sure it's getting rid of all the ads, but it will reduce it quite a bit. And it says, this may reduce the money. I can't make money until I get 1,000 views on my video regularly, you know. So I ain't worried about that. You know, if I've got an option to save you guys from watching ads, I'll click it. Hell, you give me the ability to save them from being bombarded with ads? Yeah, why not? Now, if now I'm not going to even say the if, because it's not going to happen. Yeah, this isn't going to be a real popular channel here. As I said, you know, anybody who does enjoy it, thank you. You know, I just enjoy playing the game, and if anybody enjoys watching me play the game, that's cool. And if they don't, that's cool too. I'll put it up anyway. I said, you know, there's some videos that are going to be in high demand, such as one that I'm about to do. Yeah, well, hopefully tomorrow. You know, the King Under the Mountain title. Not many people have that one or know how to even get the title. I'll show them how to do it, and then that'll actually be. I'll have the title of the quest. I forget what it is, but yeah, it'll be the title of the video. So. People would be able to find it easily enough. So anyway, we're in the North Downs now. And I think if I had my post-processing enabled, the town would look a little bit foggy as I was going through it, but I didn't, so it doesn't. So it kind of looks like more of a normal town rather than one that's just been blown to pieces by goblins. Which I think is kind of the story of Trestle Bridge. You would figure that the bridge going over Trestle Bridge would be named the Trestle Bridge, but it's named the Trestle Span. Well, close enough. You could have maybe named this Trestle Bridge and the town Trestle Span. I'm not going to question you guys. And then again, for all I know, Tolkien might have been the one who named it anyway, but I doubt it. A lot of this stuff is invented by the devs, so. And I know, for the most part, they're trying to stay true to lore. And I think one of the things that even allowed them the license to be able to do this was that they agreed not to have PvP in the actual areas. It's its own separate area, which kind of makes it its own separate thing. If it was part of Tolkien's world, you know, just humans beating up on humans, and you know, free people beating up on free people just for sport, that doesn't belong in Tolkien's world. Or so the people who sold the rights say, and I agree with them. But you will never actually see open world PvP in this game, because if they did, they'd actually get shut down. Interesting little fact about LOTRO that a lot of people don't know. Now, I don't particularly care for the music here in the North Downs. I don't know why. And this is one of the pieces I really don't like. Or maybe the piece I don't like. I'm not really sure. I think there's another annoying one too. To me, it's kind of the opposite of Lothlorien. And I know the music's meant to put you ill at ease. But it has its own melodic point to it. I don't know, it's just personal preference. I imagine there are people who like it. Okay, so there's the turn we needed to make. Okay. See where we're at. Oh, and I'm forgetting to put the speed boost on. Get through this quest a little bit quicker if we do that. Now, when we get to real dangerous areas, we may want to save those for when we actually do need to get away from monsters that may be following us and can kill us. And I think we're in an area where they might be able to kill us. With the added hit points, probably not, but I'd rather not take the chance. Okay. And I can probably do one, maybe two more before I head to bed. We'll see. Yeah, I picked this one because it's one of the longer ones. I'll probably do Lonelands next, and if we got time, I'll do Bree. And that'll leave us with some of the shorter ones. Probably the most difficult one after that would be Evendim or Evendim. I think I've heard it pronounced Evendim by someone who's British, and I trust British more on their pronunciations. And indeed, as we're going through the intro, you notice I use the word Kellendine. And in the future, I may actually talk about Kellendam, a town in Erin. I think most Americans would probably use another pronunciation on it, Celandine and Celendam. But we also call the Boston Celtics the Boston Celtics. But any self-respecting British person, as far as I can tell, would not call the Boston Celtics the Boston Celtics. They would call them the Boston Celtics. And indeed, the Celts themselves would call themselves Celts and not Celts. So I do believe that Kellendam and Kellendine are the proper pronunciations. And since I do keep weird hours, you know, if somebody's watching the live stream as it's happening, they may be likely to be from England and actually confirm that for me in the comments. And yes, it is, we're doing this as a live stream, but I don't actually have a chat going, as you may have noticed. And I'm not going to have a chat going because I would have to reduce the quality of the upload in order to make that happen, and I want to have the best quality uploads as I can. And like I said, the main reason I'm streaming anyway is to have an easy, effortless way to upload, because I don't like uploading videos to YouTube. So this is my solution, and I apologize for those who have heard that before and are hearing me repeat myself on it. Sometimes I just talk just to talk, I guess. You never know that I hate people, would you? Okay, wow, I didn't even realize that. I've been online for what, an hour and 20 minutes almost now. Okay, so I can actually kind of check how long I've been on the video. Wow, that's cool. That's through my encoder that I'm reading that. Cool knowing that my CPU usage is around 35-ish at the most, it looks like. Cool. Let's see if I turn a lot. Does that bring it up a little? Nah. Okay. I probably just made it fuzzy on you guys. Yeah, let's pay a little more attention here. Okay, and yes, let's speed it up a little. For the most part, we're going to be heading towards this fixture here. Although swimming will slow us down, so let's not do that. Okay, we'll kick up our next speed boost, and hopefully that'll be the last one before we get to our rocks, because, okay, we see the quest icon in front of us. Most of these guys are not going to be aggro towards us, and we've got an occasional spider or warg that'll show up. Let's keep a wide berth. And there's our quest ring. Okay. Are you here to help me? I'm lost and can't find my way. Do you know where my mother is? The Shire? My mother's in the Shire? Oh, you want me to protect your coops from wolves? Well, I couldn't do that. The wolves would eat me. Yeah, but you're big. Oh, well. Not as big as you could be. Yeah, I guess the wolves probably would eat you. Oh, well. It's worth a try, I guess. Now another hen's going to come back and see George. Now is this the same hen just coming, or is it another? Are all these hens just coming in as I'm visiting other lands? I'm kind of thinking it's all these hens are coming in from other lands, and the coop is just a little bit safer every time I complete another quest. At least that's the what I choose to believe. So anyway, we did the North Downs one, yes, and we can finish. And so we did. If we look around, we're going to see a rooster coming in. Actually, two. Well, that's our rooster, I believe. Yeah. Come on! Come on! Okay. So anyway, I told you Loneland's next. Oh yeah, let's see. Hold on. Let's add the troll shaws. That's going to be the last one we do, and we'll do Lonelands. Now, the most difficult one is the troll shaws. So anybody who's familiar with these quests knows that. And a lot of people think that you can't actually solo the troll shaws, but you can. And I'll get to that when it's time. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, make ourselves comfortable. No, hold on. /UI, layout, load, arc install. Okay, we'll move my abilities up. And yeah, I mean, I could put the skill queue up here and activate it, but okay, so we'll speed up a little bit, hit the road again, and first part of this journey is going to be familiar. And I know, you know, Let's Play, I was going to make it all new and exciting stuff, and you know, the first part of this quest is going to be the same as the first part as the last quest, and yeah, okay, well, chicken play isn't exciting. But I also told you I was going to be a completionist, so if you want to skip by all this stuff on the Let's Play, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Oh, I'm sorry, I hit the wrong thing. I meant to hit the space bar, and I hit numlock instead, which stopped me. Yeah, I certainly understand anybody who thinks these quests is boring, because most people aren't willing to do these quests. It does take an investment in time and patience. Okay, but Anyway, let's go ahead and hit L so that we can see. Okay, Radagast the Brown. Well, he's not an animal. Let's see, hold on. He's not an animal, but anyway, we are to speak to the creatures of the Lone Land, and apparently that creature is Radagast. I thought he was a wizard and not a creature, but hey, that's what the quest wants us to do. We'll do it. I'm sure that Radagast can protect us from wolves. Using my trash can there. Okay, we're 26 so far. Things still going well. I wonder. Probably see comments there. I don't see anything there. Oh, okay. All right, let's pay attention. Okay. And I'm watching my chicken fly off again. Yeah, it's just less than a 30-second delay, I guess. I love the lighting in this game. You know, the difference between night and day, and it's just done very well. And if we ever take a fall, you hear bones cracking. That's a hell of a sound effect. Very realistic. There's certain things about this game, well done. And what do you know? Another player. Wow. One thing, Gladden server, I don't think it's very well populated. I don't really see a whole bunch of players here. I'd probably see a whole bunch more if I went to the festival. Even then, I'm thinking it'd be kind of light compared to Landerval, which is my normal server, I guess. But as I said, I hate people, so having a whole bunch of people around, maybe not my cup of tea anyway. I do occasionally hear, see some people advertising for their kinship. But at least, as of a year or two ago, they did get rid of all the people trying to make money off of the game, spamming their websites and whatnot, doing all the resource gathering and farming and cooking and all that stuff they did to make money or whatever. I'm not even sure how they do it, but just nice to not see them spam. Of course, that's what Ignore's for anyway. But so if you were ever playing the game when you were getting hit by all those spammers, they're gone now. They're gone. I think there's one guy who tried to come back on Landerval. I put him on Ignore, so I don't know if he's still there or not, but at least as a couple of weeks ago he was there. He won't last long, pretty sure. Okay, so nothing much to do here. We're going to be following the same road up until we get to Osgurth. And let's see, I don't want to go ahead and pop up the map real quick because, I'm starting to get into territory where the monsters make, well, the animals may crawl up to the road a little bit here. Just keep an eye on it. I have noticed some bears and whatnot, you know, try and cross it. Here, this bear may try to do it. Yep, you're getting up there. See, if I wasn't paying attention, he might get a swipe in on us. Doubt he'd kill us, but, you know, why take the chance? Okay, a second player. Now, occasionally, and this probably won't happen on this server because I can't imagine that there's going to be a whole bunch of people hanging around South Bree, but, you know, on the busier servers, at busier times, you know, maybe during the weekend or something. This isn't the weekend, by the way. You know, there may be a whole bunch of people in South Bree just waiting by the gate, and, you know, they may be max level, and they see a chicken walk by, and they say, oh, they might need some help. And I've had some people escort me, you know, through some of the harder quests by doing that. You know, like I said, I want to show you how to do this solo. So if anybody tries to help me now, I'm just going to say, no, thank you, but no thank you. And even if I notice that somebody's doing, you know, it rarely happens, but if somebody's doing some killing on the bitter stair when I'm trying to do the hardest thing you can do in a chicken quest and get by that stair without getting killed. You know, if there's somebody mowing down the monsters, just making a path for me, whether they're doing it on purpose or not, you know, for me or not, you know, I'm probably just gonna say, you know what, I'll do this quest later. So I can show you how to do it while the monsters are actually there, you know, sneaking by them and whatnot. Don't go to sleep on me, guys. Don't go to sleep. Of course, I might. Okay, reland. I used to always kind of take the path going by Prancing Pony, but I think you save a little bit of time. Once you get into town, you take that first right and kind of take the southern path through town. It seems like you go through a little quicker. And usually there's somebody hanging around here at the entrance, so that's not too unusual to see a horse standing there. Or this guy standing here. Okay, and tell by the titles, they're pretty, at least that last guy's fairly low level. Indomitable, I think that's what you get at level 20 for not being defeated. Yeah, people don't usually keep that past level 25 or so, I don't think. Usually by then you'll have the Nemesis of the Fallen title or something, so you'll use that instead. Of course, I'm going to be proud of my chicken play titles, though. That may be something I use all the way to level 130, which is our new cap, by the way, as of yesterday. It just went from 120 to 130 with Minas Morgul. I think there's a new level of crafting that went in with it. And the players seem to be really pleased with, I think, a lot of the new content for the most part. It seems to be well thought out and be very, the imaging seems to be very beautiful, from what I hear from the higher level players. So, as basically an MMO on its own, if you're not a Tolkien fan, you can find a lot of things to pick apart. But, the fact that this is a good MMO, I don't think anybody will argue that it's at the very least a good one, and I do agree it is. But as a good MMO, that has that LOTRO theme, it's really good for what it is, and it does follow lore closer than the movies did. A lot of people on these that are playing this game that you'll watch on World Chat. By the way, these guys are all threateners, so you notice I'm getting close to these red dots. No big deal. Just kind of taking a shortcut to get to the yellow tree, I think it's called. Yellow willow. We'll find out shortly. People seem to really like what the devs have done lately. And but I have yet to really kind of get to those heights and those levels. So, but I will with this character. Oh, okay. Thought I could get through those trees. Okay, why don't you roar at me too? Thank you. The yellow tree. Okay. So anyway, let's pop up the map real quick. Over here in the lowlands, we're going to be going right there where the quest ring is, Osgurth. We've got a long way to go to get there. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it'd be longer if I don't start walking or waddling along. Yeah, this one's, I don't know, at most a 20-minute quest, probably. Notice we're 15 minutes in. Maybe it's longer than that. And it looks like it gives us an hour on it. Because it's about, I guess 35 minutes to get to the Fort of Bruin, and so that makes about sense, yeah. 25 minutes at the most, yeah. I had 7 things try and attack me. To do Breland or not to do Breland? We'll figure out when we get there. Now there may be some other completionist things that I do that I won't actually toss on the playlist. See, this is a quest, so you know I pretty much said I'm going to put all quests. You know, as long as I haven't done that quest before on the Let's Play. But you know, just like up here, yeah, good example. The Forsaken Inn. You know, I probably not going to get all the deeds done for that instance that they have in there, but there is the riddle deed. I'm going to want to do that, but you're not going to want to watch me go in and see if there's new riddles and go in and see if there's new riddles just to get that title, right? So I'm going to do that. You know, it won't be on the Let's Play. It'll be on the complete playlist and the miscellaneous playlist, but yeah, I'll keep it off for this one. So anyway, we're in the Lowlands now, so the last area before we actually do get to the tower in Osgirth, where our animal wizard is waiting for us. This whole area here, you might even think that it's kind of lore breaking, because from what I've read and from what I read of other people's opinions, Tolkien pretty much says nobody lives here. But the devs have created some people called the Eglain. They're kind of hermits. They try and stay away from society, and they're very independent people that try and rely only on themselves. But as with all people in Middle-earth in this time, they need help as well. So our quest is to gain their trust and to help them out. And it's got a pretty decent quest line here that leads to an instance at the end of the area that it's pretty cool, I think. And unlike most instances that are actually, you know, dungeons or whatnot, like the Great Barrows, this one is actually set at level 32, I believe, and never changes. So at a certain, if you're not able to do it at level 32 solo, you'll be able to do it at a later level. And in fact, I'll have these done by the time I'm level 40, I'm pretty sure. I won't be able to do the 6-man at level 32, I don't think. But yeah, I'll do it by level 40. Especially since we're a guardian, and we're among the more durable classes you can be. I'll pit a level 50 guardian against anybody, even a yellow line. A lot of people will tell me, yeah, blue line's stronger. I don't know if I agree. Not that I have too much experience in my disagreement, but I don't know. I just love yellow line. Pardon me, had to let out a little gas there. Good thing you can't smell it. I can't either, so that's good. Well, whether we do Bree or not, definitely a bathroom break after we finish this quest. Okay, now, here in Western Lowlands, you know, nothing pretty much comes up to the road, but once you get, we're about almost there, Nan Edith. In fact, we are there. We just made it into Nan Edith. And these guys will come. See, there's one right up there on the road. almost on the road. Now keep an eye out, and you know, don't worry about them so much that you save your foul fleetness, which I just remembered to fire off there. But you know, keep an eye, and all the way up until you get to maybe just south of Oscaroth, which is right there in front of us. Ooh. Okay. Looks like I've gotten off the road a little bit. Okay, there we go. And by the way, Weathertop. Okay, yeah, just so. So that's mainly the main landmark here is Weathertop. And if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings at all, you know about Weathertop. That's where Frodo gets pierced with a Morgul blade. Control that R a little bit. From Mordor. God, that was horrible. Yeah, see behind me, yeah, that guy's crossing the road. I think it was a spider. Okay, when you pass this rock here, you pretty much start heading north, as the quest pointer kind of clues you into. And as I take that turn the camera up, boom, Oscaroth. Okay, there's a stable master. Okay. We're probably less than a minute from finishing this particular quest. Okay. Can't really see it because the brickwork in the way, but the tower is right there. There you go, kind of a crumbling tower. And here is Radagast.
Greetings, friend of the wild.
Greetings, my little rooster friend. What is this? Your coops are threatened by wolves? Wolves are among the most craven of the Dark Lord's servants, and this proves them even more so. Unfortunately, the troubles here are much greater, with effects more far-reaching than those which trouble the Shire. I'm sorry, but I cannot leave the Eglain just yet. Okay, well, I knew he could help us, but it was a matter of could he? Or did he have, you know, this is fairly unimportant on his list. I was pretty sure it was going to be. But anyway, we're going to head back. To Sanson's, magically. And let's see. That was Lowlands. So we finished, and I believe we got, what, 90 coins for it? Yep, 90 copper. And there's our rooster. Y'all click at each other, will you? There you go. Okay. Okay, so anyway, next will be Freeland. Yeah. But let me take a bathroom break first. Let me go ahead and start that screen, and I'll be back in probably just 1 minute. Bye. Okay, I'm back. So let's go ahead and start the Breland quest and head on in. Okay, back in chicken play, /UI, layout, load, Arkansas. Okay, move our skills up. And let's hit the road. Hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack. And don't you come back no more. Why aren't my keys working? Okay. Okay, so anyway, creatures of Breland. Okay, let's get past Waymeet here, and then we'll see who we need to talk to. Okay, we're gonna have 5 creatures this time. They give us 2 hours. Even though like the Lone Lands and North Downs are both farther than the Bree, the Bree. Okay. Yeah, they give us what, a whole hour more? Because I'm pretty sure they gave us an hour on both of those. So anyway, we have to visit a horse at Hengstacer's farm, a gray squirrel on an island in the southern part of Ninharn. Wink the cat is found in the town of Bree, and Sniken can be found in the southeastern part of the Midgewater Marshes, and Roderick Neekerfriend's camp on a hill above Goblin Hole ruins, and the cow can be found in Newberry in Buckland. Okay, so that's a lot there. If we pull up real quick and head over to Breland, we'll see right there that first one is actually Newberry. That's the cow. Okay, so let's go back in. I saw where I was at. Let's see. Over here you got Breland. That's where the cat is. Okay. Back over here. Up here we have the horse, and there's the squirrel. And down here, let's see, gotta move over here. Down here in the Midgewater Marsh, that's the Neekerbeaker that we need to talk to. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to visit the cow first, and then before we get to Bree, when we hit the Greenway, we're going to turn north and visit the horse. Actually, we'll turn east at the road that leads to Hengstacer's farm, and then we'll visit the horse and the squirrel, and we're going to come back the way we came. Now, some people would take a southerly route to get to the Neekerbeaker, but there are hidden mobs that will sneak out at you. It's a very dangerous route. And if you have some people with you, high-level characters that can kill, you will need some guys that are probably around level 50 or so, because believe it or not, there are some level 50, level 55 mobs that do run around Bree in that section. Yeah, they may be able to help you out, but otherwise, even though it does maybe add 10 minutes to your quest at most, taking the road back to just west of Bree and doing that backtracking should make it a lot safer and increase your chances of actually completing the quest without getting killed. So once you make it back into Bree, then it's no problem to actually see the cat. And you do have a few low-level mobs, you know, like level, I don't know, 14. And they're not too low level, but you know, level 14 mobs to dodge to get to the Neekerbeaker. And I'm just going to end it at the Neekerbeaker. That'll be our last creature to visit. So yeah, they give us 2 hours, but we're not going to use anywhere near that. In fact, it's probably going to be 45, 50 minutes at the most, I guess. But yeah, it will be longer than the last 2 quests, which yes, did bring us farther into the world, further from the Shire than Breland. And indeed, the Evendom quest is going to take a bit to do. There is a little bit of danger involved, but for the most part, you'll start to find out why chicken players like to call Evendom or Evendom Everswim, because there's a big lake in the middle called Lake Evendom. Yeah, and for a chicken to get to the other side, it's not a matter of crossing the road; it's a matter of crossing the huge lake. And yes, swimming is always slower than walking. So walk whenever possible, but there's just no way to get to our creature without that long swim. Okay, now, before I forget, I think I told you in an earlier video that I always miss the cow. Well, we're not going to miss him this time. Here's Newberry, past Buckland Gate. We're very near the old forest where Tom Bombadil resides. Okay. Anyway, they're trying to get this cow off the roof. Oh dear, I found such lovely grass here, but I can't seem to find my way back off the roof of this hobbit hole. Do you see a path? Well, the way I took would be nice. I don't know. Well, my dear rooster, how can I help you when I'm stuck here? If I could find a way down, I might speak with my bull. Bulls are too vicious for me. Well, follow me. Follow me. Yeah, this way. This way. Oh, you're not following, are you? Come on, dude. Okay, well. I was trying to mount my horse, believe it or not. That's funny. Okay, so we'll head on out. And, yeah, for the most part, you'll have seen the route that we're taking. Now, once we take the route to get us to Hank Stacer's farm and to the squirrel, that'll be new. And we'll be dealing with, level 19 monsters or so that we have to avoid. But it's not a huge deal. Maybe, I don't know, they could be level 20. Matter of fact, I think some of them are. But those will be the highest level creatures that we face. And once we make our way back to Hank Stacer's farm, then yeah, we'll be more like level 14. And that'll be at the very end of the quest. So we're actually doing the more dangerous monsters first, which is a general good rule for doing all these chicken quests, and comes in big handy for the last three. You know, when you have a choice of doing one thing over another, do the more dangerous one first. That'll end the quest earlier, and you'll have a better chance of getting through it without wasting as much time. Just common sense, you know. You know, now I'm even thinking, do I tack Evendom onto this or not? We're definitely not doing, well, I'll hold Eredluine and Trollshaws, you know, for last, definitely, but if I do add Evendom or Evendom, that'll be it. That will be it for sure. I am going from my Saturday into my Sunday. I work at casino, so, you know, Wednesday is my Saturday, and Thursday is my Sunday. We're just into Thursday morning right now. So, you know, if I miss my bedtime, it's no huge deal. I can sleep over or grab a nap when I need to. You know, the kid's grown. Not much going on around here. This is what I have going on in my off time. This game, so. I'm actually looking at my monitor like it's the should be looking at you. Sorry. Okay. I'm so glad I got this streaming figured out. Because recording really wasn't that hard to figure out. The streaming it adds a level of complexity to it, you know. Like I said, my streams still don't match my recordings, but it's close enough for government work, you know. I'm sure you notice that these aren't perfect 1080p recordings, but I think it's better than 720s. You know, most 720s, even at its worst. And yeah, I did want to do 60 frames per second, but I think that was forcing YouTube to drop some. See what I had, what a 3-minute video that as a test video, I uploaded, and only 2 minutes of it got there. It just chose chunks of the video to actually just cut out, like 15-second chunks. And I was like, okay, why did that happen? I kicked it down to 30 frames per second, and it hasn't happened since. So, and in doing that, I kind of upped. Well, I kept the same frame rate. Which you should lower your frame rate if you're lowering your frames per second, but by keeping the same frame rate, I think it kind of smoothed things out a little bit. But anyway, yes, we're heading north, and probably a good time to see. There's our road leading to Hinkstacers, where the horse is, and yes, there's a quest ring there as well. That's where we need to talk to the horse. Repetition much? Actually kind of want to get all this chicken play over with so that we can get back into the normal game, and you know, because I know a lot of people can complain about the Shire quests. I actually kind of enjoy them, you know. I actually kind of enjoy them, you know. And what I have a habit of doing is I'll kind of put them all together. Like I'll do all the pie quest at once, and I'll do all the you know, the delivery quest at once, and matter of fact, that may be what I do next. I'll do pie quest after I do chicken play or something. It's at least a tentative plan. I'm not certain I'll stick with it, but I'm pretty sure there's a shortcut I could have taken, but in general, I try and let y'all know, you know, particularly for the harder quest, stay on the road whenever possible. Don't deviate, and you'll, for the most part, be safe. And for the most part, I actually do follow that advice. And some of you may actually think it's excruciating at some point. when you see me do the 4.5 hour quest, you may say, well, you could have cut a half hour off that if you took this shortcut. Yeah, but that's a dangerous shortcut, is what I'll reply. So, you know, here I am taking a little bit of a shortcut, but, you know, what, these are level 18 monsters. You know, and with the increased hit points from 43, we have 156 now. I'm sorry, 158. Yeah, good. I don't think we're gonna die here. Well, if I do Evendom, I have to grab another water bottle, so, and probably my night meds. Okay, so here's our horse. Who art thou, rooster? I'm a noble steed of Rohan. Thy troubles are beneath my hooves. Even if I were of a mind to lend thee aid, I have not long been in this place, and know not of this land called the Shire. Begone, bird, for I have naught to do with thee. You were very nice in how rude you were. Okay, so anyway, it's pointing me back towards the cat, but we're going to head towards the squirrel. And yes, the cat is closer to us right now, but in general, we're going to be heading kind of, yeah, easterly, and maybe just a tad north of easterly to get to our squirrel. We will have some mobs to dodge here in a few. Meantime, we're still kind of on the farm until we get past the last fences here. I think there's a fence coming, but I don't know. Could be wrong. Yeah, I think we're out. You know, we should see some mobs start to pop up here. And there we go. The quest pointer is pointing us our way now. Yeah, there's going to be a little orc fort a little bit to our left here. So there's going to be some orcs that we... I guess we still are on the farm. There's a flag there. Once we get past this, I think we're definitely out into the field. And let's see. Oh, okay. And that's why I usually don't mess with the with the mouse. Okay, anyway, yeah, there's the goblin fort to our left there. And I think to the north of it a little bit is kind of a little river body of water that takes a drop to actually get to. You can see it up there. Yeah, so if we go too far north, we'll get too close to that water. But just generally an easterly direction, and kind of to the northeast of this field, there's a nice little drop off into the lowlands that leads right into Ninharn, which body of water. Okay, hold on. Squeezing between these two mobs, I had my finger ready to go on 3 to spam possum impersonation if in case they locked on to me. Yeah, I didn't expect them to get that close to me, but apparently they were moving in as I was scooting between them. Yeah, these mobs don't move too fast normally. I think they just kind of got me a little there. But yeah, as I start heading towards the end of the field, I'm going to take more of a northeasterly tack, I guess. To kind of hit that corner heading, that slope heading down, because it's only on that northeast corner that it does it. Let's see what I'm talking about there. Okay. At the same time, I guess you can kind of see there's a big drop off there that leads to the river, and if we fall off of that, we probably will die. I'm just guessing. But yeah, you can see things are generally starting to head downhill, and you can even see the body of water, the lake in front of us. So anyway, that rock there is kind of a good what do we call it, a good landmark, because that's kind of where you're headed for just before you. I kind of keep it to my left as I'm heading into the water. So anyway, you know you're heading down the northeast side of the field, down that gentle slope. So if you head down over there, you're kind of heading down some mountains. Okay. So yeah, I kind of headed northeast, so you could tell I'm have to head just a little bit south of east to kind of get to our squirrel. Okay, and yeah, I've been forgetting to hit possum impersonation. I could have done it through there. Now I'm confused by this line here on the rear view mirror. I don't know why it does that. And I used to do that when I was going through, you know, into where the trolls are in Misty Mountains. But it didn't do that last time I went through there, so I figured that wouldn't be there either, but apparently is. It's some kind of glitch or bug or something, but no huge deal. Doesn't affect gameplay at all. Okay, things seem to be going well on the recording, or the streaming. I keep calling it recording because my last attempt was a recording. And we see the quest ring. That's our squirrel. And so now we're just going to backtrack to Bree. Okay. Now our quest pointer, I believe, is pointing towards the Knickerbeaker. Indeed it is. It's barely the closer monster right now. But basically I'm going to be heading back towards that slope. To the left of that rock now. It seems like we're barely moving, but it's probably maybe half as fast as walking, I guess. I can ever swim. It probably takes a good 8-10 minutes to get across that. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. And it says I may be doing that quest next, depending on what the time looks like. We got 2 hours and 15 minutes into the stream, so hey. That'll make it at least 3 hours. Along the 3:15, 3.5 hour mark. I know I'll have longer streams than that. God knows. Just get on to a marathon playing session. I do that a lot. Okay, now here, let's try and make our way back to Hingstacer Farm, and it's generally going to be just south of west. And I'm probably a little bit too far to the north because I'm going to head right into that fort unless I start taking a more southerly tack. So let's see, let's go between these two mobs and then kind of head back, and that'll get me pretty much in a good direction. I think. But unlike before, we don't really have a quest. That quest pointer is going to be kind of useless for us right now. Yeah, I probably still want to be even south of where I'm at. I'm too close to that fort. But okay, that's good. Okay. Yeah, guys squeezing me in, so let's just avoid those two guys altogether, just to make sure. Probably would have should have done on the ones that squeezed me in earlier, but it's kind of unusual that happened twice in a row that I got squeezed in like that. These guys don't move that fast. And yeah, there's barrow iron, which is our next. That's the journeyman level ore. So we'll be farming plenty of that in the near future. Okay, kind of check where we're at here. Yeah. Yeah, still want to maybe head a little bit south of west. That-ish. Okay. Thought I saw something pop up over there. Okay, so that tells us we're getting near the farm. I think that's our main road to the south there, leading back to the Greenway. Gotta start heading for it. Now, yeah, the road that's leading to the Greenway, there's usually a mob right in the way, so you have to get off the road anyway. I kind of took the shortcut to get by them there, but I don't think I remember seeing one right in the road, but we'll probably see it here on the way back. Of course, I'll probably be wrong, right? There's one pretty close. Okay, any others? Yep, there we go. There's another one. Yeah. So anyway, just cut it off a little bit. Wrong key. So sometimes, depending on how I feel, I either head into the west gate, or sometimes I'll even take the north gate. North gate doesn't get a lot of love. Not a lot of people use it. And it is kind of out of the way a little bit, but in our case, I think, we'd probably cut off a little bit of time if we use it. And, I probably will. And in this case, we can probably follow the quest pointer, because it's actually leading us in a good direction right now. towards the cat. Aha, a rare player. And I don't know if you noticed, but while we can hear NPCs talk, we don't actually get world chat here. And in addition, you know, say doesn't actually work for us. Say hi. Yeah, see, nothing pops out. Nobody's going to be able to see us talking. Now, we can talk to other chickens, I believe, but that's it. And from what I understand, the devs actually use chickens to kind of test things out. So if you see a chicken, it may actually be a player, or it may actually be one of the devs testing something out. So, interesting. Okay, so we're kind of heading towards the north gate here. Hopefully without getting eaten. Let's see. Over here, yeah. Okay, Oswin Leek. We'll meet him a little bit later because we're a guardian and he has a quest for us later. A guardian quest, yes. So, there's a festival which happens on this field over here, but otherwise this area doesn't get a lot of foot traffic. Now, up in this alleyway, which the stairway leads to, is where we'll find the cat. And you know, we're what, 32 minutes into this quest. So, anyway, we see the quest ring on the radar there. The door has a cat in front of it, which kind of announces, hey, this is where you'll find your cat, named Wink. Oh, please, my dear rooster. We have much more important things to do, such as napping. Besides, we must keep our mistress's house clear of mice and rats. We haven't time to run all the way to the Shire. I don't know if I'd pit a cat up against a wolf anyway. But anyway, we'll kind of head out. I could have maybe gone the other way. I don't know if it would have been shorter or not, but whatever. Whatever. So we'll take a... We haven't been by the Prancing Pony with this character yet, have we? Let's go that way. I don't think we'll be able to actually even get in. They don't allow chickens in, at least not live ones. I saw a good meme on Facebook today. It says, yeah, you're going to have a whole bunch of family around for Thanksgiving. It was a turkey talking to another turkey. It says, well, not yours, though. Which the other turkey went kind of bright-eyed. Oh, you mean they're going to kill me and eat me? Okay. So if you haven't played the game in a few years, you may have noticed a few new NPCs there around the Boar Fountain. We have things called moats of enchantment, and what are the other things called? Well, anyway, those traders deal in those two things. You can get them as rewards for completing areas, and as well as rewards for opening the chests that you get at level 20 that you have to buy keys for. But you can buy, you know, some cosmetics and, you know, steeds and whatnot with them. And, you know, since you get them as a matter of just playing the game, you know, I don't mind collecting them and being able to spend them when I have a chance. But I purposely started with an account that had absolutely nothing on it. So everything that's there, I earned, including the 10 medallions. So soon enough there will be motes of enchantment and the other things. I'm trying to think of what they are. Okay, so I don't think the light actually works for chickens. I tried it out, it doesn't. Anyway, this gets me to thinking about the Trollshaw quest. A lot of people don't like to do the Trollshaw quest at night because they say, well, there's trolls on the roads. This is true, there are. But guess what? Those trolls are just like those pigs we just passed. They're just threateners. So it doesn't matter whether you do it at night or during the day. Unless you stop to chat, you're fine. So anyway, you see where we are on the road and where our icon is. I like to still take the road for a while, at least until we get to the turnoff for Breland Homesteads, which, let's see, let me show you where that's at. Yeah, right there. So anyway, I can get past it a little bit and then we'll turn off and start heading towards the quest pointer on the rear view mirror. I wonder how many other people actually call it a rear view mirror. I think it more likely that it would be called a rear view mirror than a radar, because, well, the mirror isn't a very technologically advanced thing, but a radar is. It doesn't belong in Middle Earth, does it? Not a radar. Mini-map. That's a much better name for it, I think. Anyway, this is the turnoff for the homesteads, and you can kind of notice it's starting to go in a more northerly direction, north of northeast right now. And probably not a bad place to start turning off and heading north. Now, we will have some red dots to kind of dodge. I don't think they'll kill us, but yeah, let's speed things up a little bit. As usual, I've been forgetting to hit that. So we'll just kind of head in the general direction, and yeah, beyond that, the Goblin Hole ruins there, which that's kind of the center of, is going to be 4 pillars, which I believe is where we'll find our Knickerbeaker friend. Right there, just to the left of it. So it's kind of where we're heading now. In the Goblin Head ruins, we're going to find, believe it or not, some goblins. Imagine that. Yeah. Oh, that guy's even colored red, meaning that he's much higher level than we are. It actually surprised me that they're red and not another color, but yeah, I kind of had a squeeze between those guys. But anyway, there's our quest ring. Okay, so Roderick Neeker friend, are you really a friend of this guy Sniken? I'm trapped in a cage out in the middle of the Midgewater marshes and you want me to help you? I think you have it backwards, Rooster. I'm the one in need of help. This man here is more than a bit mad. If he throws any more of those dreadful dead midges in this cage, I think my carapace is going to split. Okay, so we're not getting any help from you, and besides, I don't think you can handle wolves too well. You kind of look more my size than a wolf's size. So I probably wasted my time talking to you anyway. Anyway, we're headed back to Sandson's farm. Magically. Okay. Reland. George flaps his wings excitingly. It seems that he sees something approaching. Okay. There you go. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we'll do Evendom. Let me grab some water and grab my meds, and I'll be back in maybe a minute and a half or so. I'll see you then. Thank you. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, well, wasting time doing that. Could have waited till we started our Evendom quest, or Evendom quest. Okay. Okay. Okay, so we need to talk to the creatures of Evendom. I was trying to jump on my horse again. Wow. We're going to take a little bit different route. We're going to go kind of northeastish. And we're going to go through the wolf fields, in which we're going to have to do some dodging and whatnot. But we have our trusty possum impersonation to lose him if we need to. Matter of fact, I may draw one on purpose just for the hell of it. Okay. So anyway, this will kind of bring us by Hobbiton and, well, not just Hobbiton, but Bag End. We might as well go ahead and pay Lobelia a visit and jump in her face a little bit or something. Of course, I actually do have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for Lobelia. I think she's kind of misunderstood, and a lot of people kind of forget that she was rather popular. See, I drew that on purpose. She was kind of popular at the end of the Scouring the Shire chapter of Lord of the Rings and the Return of the King. She got a big round of applause for standing up to Sharky and his men. A lot of people don't remember that. about her. But anyway, start heading through the apple fields here at the apple doors. Okay, and you notice some fireworks going off because we do have a festival going on, and this guy's participating in it apparently. This is the main heart of the festival, and you see the party tree, and yes, you got actually the bottom entrance to Bag End is over there, where it's a nice little haunted portion of Bag End, on the lower portion of Bag End, if you will. And of course, the Falls Festival is, it's kind of centered around a Halloweenish theme. And one of the quests is actually to go trick-or-treating. But there's Lobelia and Lotho, her husband. Kind of chilling where a lot of people don't like seeing her chilling. Of course, Frodo will come back and claim that hole from her. And I think that probably is a little bit of lore breaking, because I think it's when, I don't know. It's been too long since I've read the books. I'm not even going to comment on it. Let's just go ahead and stick with the statement that in general, the devs are better at keeping lore than Peter Jackson was. There's a lot of critics of Peter Jackson on the in this world here. Which I'm actually not one of them. I actually really enjoyed the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Rings movies as well. I think the Lord of the Rings movies more than the Hobbit movies. I really couldn't understand how you could make an entire movie off of what Tolkien only, used 2 or 3 pages to describe, and that was the Battle of the Five Armies. But they did. And I don't even think it was 2 or 3 pages, to tell you the truth. I'm probably over-exaggerating. Okay, so yeah, we're starting to head into unfamiliar territory because we just went through Overhill, and we're about to head through Brockenborings, and from there we're going to take a north towards Evendem, or Evendem. Somebody please correct me on that. I would love to just say one word and not two. We'll just call it Everswim for the purposes of this quest. Let me take a little bit of a shortcut. Head through the skirmish camp here. Yeah, we'll maybe have a bear or two to dodge, but no huge deal. They're all kind of spread apart here in the bridge fields, I think they call them. And you kind of see the road up there, the North Road. Bear to our right. Yeah, these are like level 12. I doubt they'll touch us. But yeah, when we get into Evendem, yeah, we're looking at the levels at least doubling, because we're going to be looking at like level 26, level 27 monsters heading into Dwalin, and maybe even higher going through the desert. Desert or beach, and however you want to look at it, because it is along the shores of the Brandywine. So I kind of like the Shire music too. That little piano piece is kind of soothing and calming. The horns joining in. Actually, I don't think that's supposed to be meant to be harp, isn't it? That's not really piano; it's harp. Anyway. Okay, so we're now in Everswim. Okay, we're heading into what's the name of this town? Oakbarton, yeah. Came up with it just before it popped up. Trust me, I did. Somebody might do their instant replay and prove me wrong or something, but yeah, once we get past here, then we're going to have to start paying a little bit of attention, at least until we get to Tenadir. And I'm still deciding whether I want to swim to Tenadir or I want to take the road there. I did actually take a chance by taking the road there last time I went, and it was fine. But I think I'd rather do it on this quest than on the next one where I have to come this way, because the next one's the 4.5 hour one, and I would have already gotten by the bitter stair by now. So I tell you what, let me just take the chance and do it. I think it will save a little bit of time taking the road rather than swimming. Like I said, I did make it through safely, but that does not necessarily mean that there aren't some mobs there that might want to kill me. So I don't know, we're probably looking level 27 mobs or something. Maybe a little higher. I don't think they'll hit for 158 in one swipe, but I'm willing to chance it, you know, for the shorter quest. Well, we've only been on this one for there's no timer I can look at, but what? Actually, there is a timer I can over here, less than 9 minutes. They gave us an hour for this quest apparently. Ooh. Okay, yeah. Pay attention to my rear view mirror here. I almost didn't see that red dot there. He was still too far away to get me, but okay, now once we get past the stable master here, and get past the kind of wall over here, there's always a mob right in the middle of the path, so we're going to have to avoid them. And I'm not talking about that spider there, because there's the wall I'm talking about. Okay, or maybe it was the next one. Yeah, there's another wall up here. Okay, yeah, past this wall, we're going to have to take a little bit of a detour off the path, and we're kind of heading into the beach/desert. See another spider kind of close to the road. Okay, and there's the mob I'm talking about. So anyway, there's kind of mountains to the west, so I always kind of head a little bit towards the east. And then for the most part, I like to kind of follow the grassy lands over here as close to the mountains as I can. Don't worry about the lights. They'll follow you, but that's all they'll do. Eventually they'll get bored and unfollow you. And in fact, they give you a little warning that they're following you and that they stop following you, and that one just stopped following me. So anyway, let's kick up the speed a little bit while I'm thinking about it. Once we get kind of north of the mountains, then we're going to have to start looking out for some bog prowlers. Not bog prowlers, but whatever. Those kinds of creatures. But in general, we're going to be heading north until we hit the road, and then we'll head to King's Landing. Now from there, I usually head west of King's Landing and jump in the water, and from there I'll swim past an island to Tenadir, taking a kind of a northerly track to get there. But I think I'm good. Like I said, I'm going to follow the road this time. And I could get to the road a little bit quicker if I kind of headed a little bit easterly, but it might save me from a little bit of a fall, but the fall isn't going to kill me anyway, I'm pretty sure. As long as I take it, as long as I don't just go hell-bent flying into the fall. And there's one of the lurkers. That's what I was looking for, sand lurkers. Okay. And that fire up here, that's kind of a landmark. I always kind of look forward as I'm heading here, and in the case of the next quest where we'll be heading this way, on the way back, I look for it as well. Yeah, you see the road to the right, but yeah, just keep going north. It'll get you there just a tad quicker if you do. And these mobs, you can see they're spread out enough to where you really don't have to worry about them, and they'll walk around, but not very fast. You know, it's not like going through the Misty Mountains or anything, but yeah, if I'd have been just a little bit to the west, I'd have taken a little bit of a fall, but that's about where I wanted to come onto the road from. And so anyway, you might get hurt on these switchbacks. You might even die on these switchbacks, so just take the time to actually, you know, go down the right way so that you don't prematurely end this quest. And like I said, normally I just keep going there and jump in the water there, but I'm going to take the road. Now this portion that goes past these estates, that's going to be the part that's going to worry me the most. Once I get to that little landmark where the four-way is, then I'll be fairly sure that I'm okay. Now I'm getting pretty close to that tomb right here. Okay, I pressed, if you notice my power went down a little bit. I actually pressed 3 a few times just in case I got too close to him. I wasn't expecting to get that close to a mob, so I'm regretting my decision a tad bit to this point, but the point that I worry about the most is even further down the road. So yeah, hopefully I won't have to do this over. And if I do fail, I'll regret not having made a new quest to start it, because then I would just end the video and put it on the miscellaneous playlist to save you all the time from watching a failed attempt at it. But and definitely when I get to the harder quest, each one will be its own video, so that because the chances of failing will increase dramatically there. And I'll only post the success, and I will be truthful on how many times it took, because as I told you, everything I'm going to do is going to be on camera. So even the failed videos will show up on the miscellaneous and the all video playlist. So yeah, you notice I'm doing some dodging here, but things are fine. I've got my finger ready to fire off possum impersonation if I need to get rid of any mob that pops out at me, as well as another finger on 4 to maybe keep them from hitting me. No, I think I need 2 for that, don't I? Well, anyway, yeah, 4 won't do me any good there. 4 is the paranoia. But anyway, let's just to make sure, I'm not going to take the shortcut there. Once I get onto the road, now I've taken this road so many times to Osfarad, under chicken form, and in human form too. And hobbit form, and dwarf form, and elf form. You know, not so much bear form. But yeah, I've taken this road enough to know that as long as you don't venture that way or that way, just stick to the road, you're fine. Now I have actually drawn the ire of a guy that was like over here and hidden, but you're on the road, you're fine. You're fine. And as a matter of fact, a lot of people don't use this road to do that harder quest, and it really puzzles me why they never even thought to use it. It's safe. It is. I mean, I've traveled it dozens of times as a chicken and never once even got, well, except for that one time that I wandered off a little bit. But as long as I stuck to the road, never once did I even come close to dying. So, yeah. Okay, so anyway, now that we're on safe land, our quest objective is right here, so we got to swim all the way across there. And like I said, it's going to take 8-10 minutes to do or something like that. Okay, there we go. Fired off our speed boost and then inadvertently hit the wrong button. Okay, so we'll head past this huge building. And we'll, head on the land as far as we possibly can before we have to jump in the water. And the good news is that, taking it this way, there are no islands or anything in the way. Once you if you're basically headed towards the quest pointer, you're headed in the right direction and you will end up there. And you might have to take a little bit of turn at the end just to make sure you land in the right spot. But yeah, you're good, As a matter of fact, let's say you have the foul fleetness fire off, and then you go ahead and cue the next one. You've got 4 minutes to get back, and you're fine. At least as long as you're not too close to your objective. So and even during the 4.5 hour quest, this is where you kind of can relax, because there's no danger at all, none. Because even when you're just following a road, there's generally mobs on one side or the other. I'll take the time to kind of check out the recording. We're almost 3 hours, about 7 minutes short. CPU usage dropped down to, 29%. Cool. And YouTube looks good. We're good. This will be my longest video to date. I'm sure tomorrow, well, I'm hoping tomorrow we'll make a longer one. You know what? I'll go ahead and do Halloween. And that way, the next 4 videos is going to be just its own separate quest. So it'll be the 4 hardest ones. So I just get Halloween out of the way. I don't want to make Halloween its own file or its own video. So I'll just tack it onto here, and it'll basically be all the Sandson quests besides the 4 hardest ones. So there'll be 5 Sandson videos. Okay, that's my plan. Okay, well, anyway, we can fire our next, or get our next foul fleetness ready. That's some beautiful music there. Even the crickets and the howling in the background. I kind of enjoy Everswim, at least as a non-chicken I do. Even as a chicken. Where'd the music go? I want my music back. That was so beautiful. And I have no idea why my... Oh, that was because of the foul fleetness, which is a reminder to me to fire off the next one. It's going a little bit quicker than I remember. Okay, there's my haunting music. Actually, the Heirloom one takes so little time. Yeah, it's probably not going to even take but, what, 10 minutes maybe? Yeah, so it's no problem tacking it on to this video. Matter of fact, just looking at it, yeah, we won't go beyond 3 hours, 10 minutes, I don't think. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to just head a tad bit to the left, which I think that I'm supposed to anyway. I was a little bit off of where the quest pointer was trying to put me, but yeah, see, I want to go ashore about right there. Okay. Yeah, occasionally, you know, to fine tune, I'll use the mouse. Okay. So a good time for that last foul fleetness to fire off. Hopefully it'll get us all the way into land and then some. Because I didn't even go over this. We have to talk to Longbow, the Ent in Evendom. There's actually an Ent here, yes. This is probably lore-breaking putting the Ent here, but he's here. He's going to call us hasty folk.
You are far from home.
Whom. Well now, wolves you say? Despicable creatures, and cruel. But the Shire is too far away. I have my own forest and my own troubles to attend. I'm sorry, but I cannot help you. And he didn't call us hasty. I was wrong. Anyway, back to Sanson's farm. Okay, so let's talk to George about Evendom. He flaps his wings excitingly. He sees something approaching again. Okay, and of course, see these guys yap at each other. Okay, so let's go ahead and start Heirloom. Now we only have one creature to visit there, and that will be the lynx mother. Okay. So you know what? I'm not even going to make myself comfortable. I'm just going to, well, I will move this guy here so that I can do that. So yeah, we're going to kind of take this northeasterly path again. Only we're not going to go through the wolves' den. We're just going to keep going through the swamp and into Heirloom. And I'll show you the map as soon as I get on the road here. Do it now. No. Had to jump that hedge first. Okay, let's get us a little bit of a straightaway here. Okay, close enough. Anyway, we go through Needle Hole after the bog into Heirloom. On up here, and there's our quest ring by Thrasi's Lodge. Okay, so yeah, we went a little bit off track there. You notice I didn't even bother, you know, getting comfortable with my UI and, you know, putting my UI file in. Just quick as this quest is just going to go so quick. I'm like, you know, why even bother? You know, shave, you know, maybe 15 seconds off of it by ignoring that. So anyway, no aggros here in the bog. In fact, we won't see any until we get to Heirloom. And even then, pretty much going to be only when we hit the road, heading right into Thrasi's Lodge. They will get onto the road and cross the road and all that kind of stuff right there. but they're so weak. I mean, you know, level 12 at them. They're probably level 10. I don't think that they're. Oh, see, I saw a red creature there. That kind of scared me, but yeah, it's just because they're so much higher level than me. It's like level 8. I'm level 1. Yeah. Okay, so our first time through Needle Hole. We'll be through here shortly enough once we start heading back into Shire play. Okay, so my next video is probably going to be really short. You know, the Troll Shaw is only, you know, it's going to be less than an hour. Probably more along the lines of 50 minutes. I may have to do it a couple or 3 times, but my success rate is pretty high on that, you know, 80 to 90%, I guess. I've got a pretty good system, I think, set up for it. I know a lot of people die in that section heading to Rivendell, but if you know how to do it right and use your skills, you can really increase your chances. I don't think it'll ever become 100%, but it's getting closer. I mean, I think it's been a while since I failed it, to tell you the truth. You know, the Troll Shaw's quest is not the one that worries me. It's the one after that, I think, that worries me. Well, I don't know. The next 2 worry me a lot. The last one, not so much, particularly since it's less than 2 hours. But okay, some good Erluine music. You know, I like the music. Well, in the elf areas at least. Kind of, it may be the same stuff that plays in the Troll Shaws. I'm not really sure. I think it is, actually, because I'm pretty sure when I buy music for my house that this is actually one of the themes that gets played. Perhaps the dwarf side music, not so much. And yeah, Thrassi's Lodge is on the dwarf side, barely. So yeah, looking at Dweeland, very pretty from here, but begin to have the same thoughts that a lot of people have in Moria. It's like, where are the safety rails? It's like, you know, you dwarfs, I mean, you elves are immortal, but how many of you guys actually fall? And you say, well, we're so graceful we don't fall. I don't know. Gotta imagine there's got to be a clumsy elf out there that's, you know, tossed away their immortal life because they, you know, you didn't have a handrail. And, you know, you get the same thoughts in Rivendell too, I think. Kellendam not so much, but Dweeland and Rivendell, you know, those are the places I've been to. It's like, damn, we need some handrails here. I think they have those handrails in Lothlorien, in the trees. I think so. Well, we'll talk about it when we get there. That's a long way off. We're talking months, maybe a year. Slow as I'm going, as much of a completionist as I am. I had my door open the whole time. My roommate may be hearing me do this while he's trying to sleep. He'll let me know in the morning. Yep, it's gonna be less than 10 minutes. So about to say goodbye for the night. Yeah, and here's where you kind of need to watch the road, and you can take the road if you want to, but I generally, at this point, well, I go a little bit north here. It's actually surprising that no mobs were on the road there, to tell you the truth. Generally there are, but yeah, they're a little bit thick here. But yeah, about right here you can kind of climb up this hill, and yeah, once you see the horse head where the stable master's at, you know you're there. And here's the lynx mother. You wish for me to protect a chicken coop? Until I was wounded, I fed my cub by stealing chickens. Well, I'd rather steal them than chase them, so begone with you. Yeah, probably not a good idea to ask a lynx as a chicken. I don't know. I haven't made the smartest decisions on this quest, I don't think. Okay, but once we do the next one, we'll have unlocked all of the other ones, or I think so. We'll find out when we get there. In the meantime, let's go ahead and complete it. And that leaves us just the troll shaws for now. And indeed, here comes another hen. Or another rooster, sorry. And they're going to balk at each other. And, okay, so, well, tomorrow, maybe in 10, 12 hours or so, I'll meet you back here. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Goodbye.